Spinoza. Spinoza says that the infinite God must possess infinite attributes. He's saying that God, being the basis of all existence, cannot be described in a material way. He is a pantheist in the sense that he believes in the one substance. However, he believes that God has infinite divine attributes, and only two of these attributes fall within the realm of human experience, and these are thought and extension, or mind and matter.
So, God is concerned, and undoubtedly, He is unlimited, and His qualities are unlimited. So, He's one of the most important quality is called Bhaktivedanta. He is very much adhered to his devotee, Bhaktivedanta. So, he has unlimited devotees and unlimited dealings with them. Therefore, he is unlimitedly expanded. That is pantheism. But it does not mean because he is unlimitedly expanded, his personality is lost. His person always, even though he is unlimitedly expanded. That is the Vedic person. Purna sapurnamadaya purnameva avasishyati. He is complete. And if another complete form expands from him, still he remains complete. He is not lost. The material conception is, if one unit is something is taken from him, then he becomes less of that. But God is so complete that you can go on taking from him unlimitedly. Still he remains unlimited. That is, the pantheists, I think they are impersonal.
Yes, Spinoza is impersonal. He asserts that God cannot be a remote cause of the creation. He says that the creation flows from God in the same way that conclusions flow from principles in mathematics. And God is free to create, but he is the eminent cause. That is to say, the creation is an extension of himself.
Yeah, that is, he creates by his energy. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita it is stated, Bhumi Rabba Nano Vayu Khang Mano Buddhiri Vacha Minname Prakriti Astadha. These 8 kinds of material elements, earth, water, air, fire, sky, mind, intelligence and ego, they are material energies, and this material world is made of these material elements. So, because it is made of God's energy, therefore it is called created by God. But this is a creation of his energy. Prakriti Pradha, Upadan Pradha. The ingredients are coming from him, and Prakriti, nature, creates. This is the idea of creation. So God is a remote cause and an imminent cause also, because these elements, they are God's energy. So the imminent cause is the energy. Therefore, it is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya tathamidam sattvam. By me, everything is expanded. So when he says by me, then he is the imminent cause. There are 2 causes, remote and imminent.
Yes.
So both he is remote cause and imminent.
Both remote and imminent. He says that each soul coincides with its body. That is to say, the soul acquires a body befitting it. A soul acquires a body the soul can progress beyond bodies to come to know spiritual truths by turning toward God rather than the material world.
Yeah.
Or, as Spinoza would put it, by turning toward God's extensions. He calls them God's extensions.
No,
Because he's pantheistic.
this is expansion also we accept. There is technical name, prasad. The expansion, that is stated in Bhagavata. Maya tatamidam sadma. By me, everything is expanded. This very word is used. Maya tatamidam sadma. So, expansion is also God. But at the same time, in expansion, there is no God. No God means not in person. The expansion is in person, but expansion is from the person. That's a government. This is impersonal. But the governor is person. The government means under the control of the governor. So impersonal expansion of God is controlled by the personal God. This is right conclusion. And pantheism, so I think that because everything is God, the God has no personal existence. Is it not?
Yes. Pantheists would say that God is eminent in everything,
Everything.
but has no personal
So that is
or remote
material thought. That is material thought. Because the paper in your hand, if it is made into pieces and thrown, expanding, then the original paper is lost. So this is material conception. But the spiritual conception is that he may expand himself unlimitedly, still he remains in his own person.
He believed that as long as man is composed of body and soul, he will be under the mode of passion. And as long as the soul is confined to the body, the living entity will necessarily be attached to the physical world.
Yeah. We call it Maya. So that can, the body and soul and the material world is there. And therefore the aim of life is how to separate this the soul from material body and remain in its original spiritual form. That is the whole ideal objective for human life. Because as long as he remains attached to the body, he has to change the body. That is our practical experience also. We are changing always the body, one after another. And if we give up our attachment for this body, then we are liberated. That is called mukti, to remain in his spiritual body. And that is possible only by always thinking of God. That is meditation. That is actual meditation. Manvana bhavavan bhakti. Always thinking of Krishna, to become Krishna's devotee, to become a worshipper of Krishna, and always offering obeisance. My Lord, I am your eternal servant. Kindly keep me engaged in your service. That much prayer, nothing more. Then he remains always in.
Continuation of Spinoza. Spinoza considered good and evil to relate only to man. They have no basis in God, who is beyond good and evil.
Well, but as everything is God, as Spinoza thinks, and thinks that what is the position of bad? What is the conception? That
God is beyond good.
God is beyond. But what is the position of evil? Evil is there, but he said that God has no evil. So where from the evil comes?
Seems inconsistent.
Yes.
He writes,
We say that good and evil, they are also emanation from God. Evil is the back side, and good is the front side.
He writes, "He who knows himself and knows his affections clearly and distinctly, and that with the accompaniment of the idea of God, is joyous, for he knows and loves God. Thus, through knowledge of the self, one can come to know something of God, and in this way man can be happy and love God. But there's no mention here of service."
Love means service. Just like mother loves the child, she gives service. The father loves the child, she gives the service, he gives the service. So, dadati pradiginnati gucham akkhati pichati cha bhamte bhojayate chaya saravida priti. Love means to give and to accept some gift from the lover. Dadati pradiginnati. To feed him and to take foodstuff from him. To disclose his mind to him and understand his mind. The six reciprocation and dealings is love. So, love includes service.
Spinoza's God is clearly not a personal God. Spinoza is an impersonalist, and his love for God is more intellectual or philosophical than theistic or religious. Being an impersonalist, Spinoza believed in the identity of the individual soul with God. This is not to say that he believed that the individual soul was infinite, but that it is not distinct from God. He writes, "Thus that love of the soul is a part of the infinite love with which God loves himself. He sees the soul's intellectual love of God and God's love for the individual soul, which is within man, to be one and the same love."
Love is 5 kinds of love. Santo, Dasha, Sakha, Vasana, Madhu. The beginning of love is awe and adoration. Oh, God is so great. God is everything. When he understands God's potency, unlimitedness, the soul adores him. That adoration is also love. When that adoration is further advanced, then he serves God as master and servant. When the service is more intimate, then friend to friend, as one friend renders service to other friend, the other friend renders for other friend, like that, reciprocal. Then, further expanding, the love is turned into paternal love. And further expanded, it expanded into conjugal love. So there are different stages of love. So Spinoza is touching only the beginning of love, simply adoring, appreciating God's power, expansion, that much. But when this love of adoration expands, that is called dasaros, sakharos, vatsalaros, madhuryaros. So he is on the beginning stage of loving God. He has not advanced.
It seems that he believes in the Paramatma present within all beings, but does not believe in the jiva along with Paramatma. Is this a typical impersonalist position?
That means he does not know what is love. If God loves the living entity, then he must be well-wisher, friend of the living entity. And because God expands himself unlimitedly, therefore he lives with the living entity. And living entities are limited. That is said in the Bhagavad Gita. Ishara sarvabhutanam hridvesa arjunati sthiti. In Upanishad also it is confirmed that 2 birds are sitting on one tree. One is eating the fruit and the other is simply witness. So this witnessing bird is God. Therefore Paramatma and Jivatma live together. And there are many other places. Sadvasya chahang ridi sannivis. He reminds the living entity that unless Paramatma is there, I forget everything of my past life, but because I wanted to enjoy something in my past life, God gives him the opportunity and reminds him, now you wanted this, here is the opportunity, you do it. So Paramatma is always with the Jiva.
He does not believe that God has a body because by body, he says, we understand a certain quantity possessing length, breadth, and depth, limited by some fixed form, and that to attribute these to God, a being absolutely infinite, is the greatest absurdity.
No, God has body, but not this material body. The material body is limited. That does not mean this is imperfect knowledge of the spiritual quality. God has got body that is confirmed in Vedic literature. Satchidananda Vigraha. Vigraha means body, a form. But his form is eternal. He is all aware, Sakshi, and he is always blissful. So this body is neither eternal, not blissful, nor all awareness. Therefore, this body is different from God's body. But God has got a body which is different in quality, that is spiritual body.
He writes, God is free from passions, nor is he affected with any emotion of joy or sorrow. Properly speaking, God loves no one and hates no one, for God is not affected with any emotion of joy or sorrow, and consequently, he neither loves nor hates anyone.
Clear? He is called Aptokama. He doesn't require anything from anyone. He is complete. But if anyone offers him something out of love, it is his benefit who is offering something to God. God doesn't require anything. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, God says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam jomi bhaktya prajachyat. A devotee, out of his love, even he offers me a little leaf, little water, little flower. Tadam asnami, I eat that. So God is fully satisfied in himself. Why he deserves a patram pushpam phalam toyam from a devotee? It is not for his benefit. But if he begins to offer something out of love, then his love begins with God. He gives him the chance. So, offering to God does not mean God is benefited. It is benefit of the devotee that he begins to offer. And if he gradually develops that love, then his life is successful. So it is a child. God does not require anything, but the giver, whatever he gives to God, it is for his own benefit. Just like the examples given, if your face is decorated, then the reflection of the face in the mirror is automatically decorated. So we are reflection of God. If God is decorated, then we become decorated. That is the idea.
So when Krishna destroys demons, he does so without passion or without hatred.
Yeah, that's it. It is the benefit of the demon.
Spinoza writes, no sorrow can exist with the accompanying idea of God. No one can hate God.
Therefore, he is Satchit Ananda. That is the description of Vedic literature. Anandamaya Vyasa, by nature is always full of pleasure. He is the source of pleasure. We therefore see Krishna's picture. When he is dancing with the gopis, he looks very pleasing, and when he is killing some demon, he looks very pleasing. Not that he is morose that he is killing, because that he is not killing, he is giving himself illusion.
Well, he says no one can hate God, but what about Kamsa and others?
That is a demonic. Naturally, one is in love with God, he should love God, but when he is in Maya, he thinks himself as separate from God. Instead of loving him, he thinks that God is hindrance, my competitor of sense gratification. Therefore, avoid God, kill God. I become absolute sense gratifier. So anyone who hates God means he's a demon.
Spinoza writes, the more we understand individual objects, the more we understand God. Is this the proper process? Wouldn't you say that the more we understand God, the more we understand individual objects, which is...
Anything you take, that is perfection of knowledge in God, which say is not related with God. Everything is related with God. In the material world, anything you take, it is made of the 5 elements. But these 5 elements are an expansion of God's energy. So, intelligent person sees in everything with reference to God's expansion of energy. That is the position of devotee. He does not think anything separate from God. And as he is lover of God, devotee of God, he wants to engage everything. Because if everything is God's property, that should be used for God's benefit. This is devotee's conception. The Asuras, they have no conception of God. Neither they are obedient to God, neither lover of God. He thinks the material world is for his enjoyment. He cannot see the material world is expansion of God's energy. Therefore, anyone who uses the material product for his personal benefit, he is called a thief. That's why I have created something. If somebody uses that something and does not think of the proprietor, he is a thief. Thief means, in our childhood we got a definition of thief, that anything taken without the permission of the property is theft. That is very nice. So anything in this world has reference to the expansion of energy of God. So if you do not take everything as prasada, then you are thief and you are punishable. A thief is always punished. So therefore, those who are enjoying things without reference to the God, they are all demons and they are punishable. They are thieves.
That's all on Spinoza.